welcome back to the Tuesday? What's the title say? Tuesday, yes. Tuesday Build Show. We got the lights on. We got the cameras on. The studio's ready. It's time. Hey, welcome to the Build Show, Army Vet. Boobs Guy, welcome to the Build Show. Kyrell, welcome to the Build Show. Zach, glad you're here, because this one's for you. Pat, welcome back to the Build Show. Look at you. That fancy hood. I know, look at these. These are. You see them? Got power written all over it. We've got a couple different versions of hoodies. But if you wanted to check out the hoodies that we do have, you can always go to Empower Swag. Or is it Empower Gaming Swag? I think it's on the link. The link. Link tree. You fill that up, drop it in the chat for you guys. If you guys ever wanted to check it out, it's good. Hold on. Thank you. John Cena. Thanks for playing that. Does everybody hear that when a Twitch user plays that? Does YouTube hear that? The John Cena? The sound bit that was just played from Twitch? Does YouTube hear that? And then there's another one that was just played. FBI, open up. Thank you, Boobs again. It was a little light. Gotcha. I think so. We lost the music. Lost the music. Okay, yeah. That's because this is a different music. Let's just switch to the top down here and just get out of this. I gotta figure that out. That transition is weird. Your music is overpowering your mic. Is this better? I don't know why it does that in that scene. Anyway, welcome to the Build Show. Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Ben Estrino. I'll reintroduce myself because apparently my microphone was being drowned out by the music and I can't see it because I need to add another screen over here to see all the monitors. When I say monitors, I'm talking the audio monitors and all that fun stuff. What's up, hey man? Welcome everybody to the Build Show. But I'm your host, Ben Estrino, and we are going to be building a PC for somebody very special today. And his name is Zachary. This is actually PC number 2 from Zach. So he purchased one actually a couple years ago. 3 years ago now. Right, Zach? Was it 3 years now? I think it was like 3 years, maybe more. Anyway, Zach needed an upgrade, so we're doing an upgrade. So we're getting him on the AIM 5 platform. I think we're coming from either AIM 4 or a Intel 10th gen socket, LGA 1200. So definitely an upgrade. So we're going to a Ryzen 5 50. And if you guys aren't familiar with this is the View Infinity, which is a new build that I released on the website. So if you are interested in this build, you can always go to the website and check out the options. There's tons of different color variations and different components you can choose from to make first one. Something like that. Second one still runs grade 2. Oh. It's first one. Sorry. Okay. I was gonna say, did you buy 3? Because I do have customers that have bought 3, but it's more for I have 3 kids that they bought 3 PCs for. But that was always fun too. Like what's your first PC specs, Zach? I think it was if I remember correctly, it was an i5 10400 and I want to say RTX 3060. i5 10400. I was close. 1660, that's right, 1660. So this is definitely an upgrade. Going to a Ryzen 5 7600X, which has got the 6 cores, 12 threads, 5.3 max boost on Zen 4 with 32 gigs of DDR4, 6000 CL30 by G.Skill, of course, which is a Flare X5 kit, of course. We've also got 1 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, which is the MP44, not the L, the MP44. So that's super fast drive. We've also got the Thermalright bracket that's included for the AIM-5 socket. Wasn't really necessary for this socket, but I like to use it to keep the thermal paste off the side of the CPU. Makes it easier. Thanks, I trust Ben, he's the man. Thank you. Nice upgrade. Yeah, a little bit of an upgrade. Well, I'm glad everybody can hear me now. The Aorus B650 Elite AX Ice. So the important thing about this is for the aesthetics, the ice means it is white. It is a white motherboard, so we've got all white aesthetics, hence I'm wearing the white hoodie in honor of the white build we are doing. Well, whitish build we're doing. But the white motherboard is going to look really good in the case color that Zach selected, which we'll get to here in a moment. But outside of the RAM, the SSD, the motherboard, we have a GeForce RTX 4060, which is an 8GB GDDR6 128-bit PCIe 4.0 graphics card with a 650-watt 80-plus gold power supply by Sagittep and a 360mm Frozen Infinity by Thermalright. So it's got the little mirror RGB finishes on it. And then we do have some white cables that we threw in there just to make sure we made the build as beautiful as we could possibly make it. And we also have some Infinity fans by Thermalright for the build. Unfortunately, these are not available in reverse, so they will be upside down on the intake sides, or they will look upside down, but they aren't. I mean, the RGB is still going to be the same, so it's not really that big of a difference. Anyway, case color that we selected. I gotta go through this list because I gotta find it here because it's down in this thingamabopper. It's a blue. It's like a light blue by Thermaltake, and it is in the Thermaltake View case. It's the View 270. So, I'm sorry, yeah, Thermaltake View 270 TG RGB. Yeah? So it's going to be in the Thermaltake View. Not Thermalright. Thermaltake. So we don't mix that up. Two different brands. Yeah, let me know what you think of the case I picked. It's great. It's a great case. Color's awesome too. And with the white that's going to be inside there, it's going to pop. This is going to be a color scheme that I have never done before with this case, so it's going to be really cool looking. So, without further ado, guys, let's get started. Or do you guys want to see the case? Did you guys want to see the color of the case? I could open it up and show you. Or do you want to wait for the surprise? Make it a surprise. Yeah. Not very many Yaz over there. So it's kind of like the case you used yesterday. Similar design, but it is ATX. It's an ATX mid tower, not a micro ATX. And it also has side intake as well as the bottom intake. It's similar. It's similar. Good morning, everyone from Greece. Hey, what's up, man? Welcome back to the Build Show. I hope you're not up too early. And it's 9:19 p.m. over here, 9:20 p.m. over here in Eastern time. We're getting late. Past my bedtime. I'll just show you guys the case. There is your case color. It's pretty dope looking. Cool case. A 320 AM here. Wow. Dang, dude. You're up early. Yeah, it's pretty close to an Arctic blue. You like it? Nice. Wow, thermal take. Yeah. We're doing a thermal take case. All right, guys, so that is the color of the case. Go ahead and set that back here behind. Oh, it's there. Oh, it's back there. We'll set that back there, and then we'll get started on the build here. Let's go, guys. It's a magic disappearing case, yes. It is magic. There you go. All right, so we'll go ahead and get the CPU, the RAM, and the SSD installed, and then we'll get the mounting frame. We also have a Thermalright contact frame to add as well. Oh, wait a second. I almost forgot. I almost forgot to use my anti-static strap. And for those of you who know, you know. Ground. Now we're... Ow. Grounded. Now we're grounded. Yeah? I knew somebody here would get a kick out of that, by the way. And it's blue. The build, right? I'm not actually going to use this thing through the build, guys. It'll drive me nuts. I'm looking about CPU because a friend of mine, don't remember, told you that. Yes, I think you mentioned it. GPU has a gift, and I try to find which CPU is good for, but without CPU and GPU having bottleneck. Remind me again which GPU that was. You just need the anti-static air freshener. Yes. I will make sure we put that in the cart and add that next time. Next time we're on Amazon. I don't think I'm going to find that anywhere locally. Maybe at some sort of electronics store, maybe Micro Center, but I doubt it. I doubt they would even have that. Do 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 do. Time to do the contact frame. We're locking this CPU in. Not allowed to leave the socket. There we are. Good to go. Sapphire Radeon R9 Fury. You used an AMD 7600. Hold on. I need my eyes for a second. Yeah, I think he's talking to you. You just need an okay. Yeah, it was. Sapphire Radeon R9 Fury X 4GB. We may have to start a company selling then, Ben. Yeah, maybe. Maybe we could. Maybe we could. I don't know what the market is like for that, but maybe that's possible. GPU Sapphire Radeon R9 Fury X 4GB. And what CPU do you have now? And you said an AMD FX 6200, which is an AM 3 Plus CPU, but I don't use the GPU card with the AMD 6200, 6300. I use the 3D Club. Oh, well, I mean, the R9 Fury X 4GB is actually going to be better than the GTX 550 Ti right now, which is 1.5 gigs DDR3. So that card is better than your current card. And the 6200 with 16 gigabytes DDR3, it's pretty good. I mean, it's aged. It's definitely aged, but probably could play most titles in 1080p under 60 FPS. You said something about it earlier, but wasn't the reason for the AM5 bracket again for AM4 chip? So AM4 doesn't really have a bracket because it is not an LGA socket. LGA socket means that the pins are on the motherboard versus the pins are on the CPU. AM4, the pins are on the CPU, not the motherboard. The reason why we use a bracket here is not just to secure the CPU and keep the shape of the CPU so you have a flatter surface for better contact for the cooler, but it also helps keep the thermal paste on AM5 out of the sides of the CPU, especially on these ones, these AM5 CPUs. They have all these little ridges and things, so it's really hard to clean if CPU gets down here on the side. This bracket actually helps a lot. It doesn't do too much for AM5 to keep it flat for better surface with a cooler. It's not making that big of a difference. I mean, just for the $6 or $7 though, it's worth it. So these are only like $7 on Amazon. Sometimes you can find them cheaper. When I do find them cheaper, I just grab a whole bunch of them, you know. I know, my friend, but I want to find a CPU for 1080p. Okay, so probably the Ryzen 5 5600 on AIM-4, like a B550 motherboard. That would be a great option to start with regarding that question for that graphics card. It'll get you on a platform that's a little more current and something that you can work with for at least a good couple more years. And get you on DDR4 RAM, so you will need new RAM. And then I would recommend I don't know what cooler you're running, but AIM-3 I think is a different size than AIM-4 if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I touched AIM-3. And I believe it's a different size, so you might need to buy a new cooler if you don't have the mounting brackets for AIM-4. It is a different size. It is. I know it is. I can confirm that myself. I just had to go look into the archives of my brain. Anyway, so that is what I would do, is a Ryzen 5 5600 US dollars, because I know you're in a different country. US dollars, you can usually find them for anywhere for about $100 to $120, depending on, you know, who's selling them, where you're buying from. The motherboard you can usually find like a MSI B550M Pro. It's a micro ATX motherboard, but it has built-in Wi-Fi. It has the PCIe 4.0 support, and will support the 5600 and a lot of newer CPUs as well to give you a little bit of an upgrade path. But that would be a good budget board. Those cost about $90-ish to $100 depending on where you're buying from. And then last but not least, your RAM, you'll want to go to DDR4, or you have to, because your DDR3 won't be compatible on the new board. So 16 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 megahertz CL16 would be more than enough. And in the US, you can buy it for like $32 right now for a kit. $5700X or a 5700X 3D is a good CPU, so they're about a $50 difference right now in the United States anyway, between a 5700X and a 5700X 3D. If you have the option and the budget for a 5700X 3D, it is worth it, especially with newer GPUs. But if you're just going to stay on the older GPU, it's not really going to have that big of a benefit. Maybe a little bit, but not as big as what you're probably hoping for. Works way better with bigger cards. And when I say bigger, like 4060, RX 6600 and up, I should say newer cards. Screwdriver go. Don't you hate it when your screwdrivers just vanish on you? There we go. We got a 1 terabyte MP44 by Team Group in there, which is a Gen 4 M.2 NVMe SSD, 32 gigs of DDR4, 6000 megahertz CL30 by G.Skill Flare X5 series, and our Ryzen 5 5600X installed. All we got to do now is get our mounting hardware from our AIO, and then we're ready to drop this in the case. Look at that. Look at that. 5700 X3D with this GPU R9 Fury X. Do you know if there is compatibility? Yeah, it'll work fine. Yeah, it'll work. It's not that it won't work. It's just the R9 is a older card now. So what I'm actually more concerned about is if the R9 even has AMD driver support still. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't think it's getting anything new. Like, I think they just update security stuff on that for that card, and that's it. If not, they're already trying to offboard that one. Decommission it. Does anybody here know if that card's even still supported by AMD? When I say supported, driver support, are they releasing new drivers? No, you could get some. The problem would be basically when it comes to a newer operating system or an updated operating system, it may not have drivers for it anymore. In the future, that is. Right now, I'm pretty sure there's driver support for it. Somebody can confirm here. There's enough intelligent people in this chat. I'm sure somebody could figure it out. Or confirm. It's been a long time since I've even seen a R9 Fury. Long time. I mean, I come across them every now and then when people bring their PCs in for repairs and they're like, I don't know why my GTA doesn't work. And I'm like, yeah. Nothing to do with the card. I'm being very sarcastic. Hey, what's up, Gary Smith? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Which PC do you buy, Seasonic or Sagittap? So Seasonic is the higher end that I choose for higher end builds, and Sagittap is more of your budget-friendly power supply. But I mean, it's still a great power supply. It's not that it's a bad power supply. This one. Don't need this one. One year ago, it's claimed to be the best unsupported graphics card you could buy in 2022. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it already hit end of support. I think the RX 580 is actually on the next chopping block by AMD here. They also tried to stop supporting Ryzen 5 3600, but then they had a lot of people yell at them. Then they said, fine, we'll keep supporting it. And that's the, you know, the BIOS update for it. Okay, we got to remove these stock brackets, and then we have to add the new mounting hardware for the cooler. I like to do this outside of the case because it makes it a little easier. On AM5 boards, the back plate is stuck to the board. I don't think that is removable, if I remember correctly. Or at least easily removable. Versus back then, the back plate was not stuck to the board, and you constantly had to search for one. But this plate right here is tied right to the socket. So it does not come off. But it's nice because you won't find AM5 boards without the back plates anymore, versus finding millions of AM4 boards used on the market missing back plates. Then you have to go buy a $10 back plate because people take advantage of people. And that thing should not cost $10. It probably costs 10 cents to make. There we are. It's gonna be a fun build. All right, let's get the case out. Oh wait, we already have that out. I don't think I'm gonna get that off without killing it. Ah. Sucks. Fingerprints are gonna be all over it. Stupid tape. Come on. Beg you to open. It's like stuck. Not cool, but sure. I want to break this panel. Huh. There we go. A little sticky. Especially don't want to break the panel live on stream. Oh, sorry, you guys couldn't see, could you? Oops. Speaking of backplates, when did my wife's AIO had to use, or when did my wife's AIO had to use a head gun and hand the Temu iFixit kit to pry the sucker off? Yes. So that would probably be on a LGA board, like an Intel board. Hey Kenneth, what's up? Hey Ben, can you settle a debate? Is the RTX 4070 Ti Super a mid-range card? I'd say it's higher than mid-range. The 4070 is probably your mid. I think anything over that is a little higher than mid. It's higher than mid, in my opinion. I mean, if you think about it, the RTX 4070 Ti Super is the same performance as a 3090. So that means you're calling a 3090 a mid-tier card. There's your evidence. So it's slightly less performance than a 3090. So if they're saying that, then they're saying the 3090 is a middle-of-the-road card, which, I mean, technically today it would be compared to a 4090 if we're comparing it to that, in a way. But you have no, the 4070 Ti Super is a great card, and it's higher than mid. Which PC do you buy? We already touched on that. Just trying to make sure we got all the comments here. 1 year ago is claimed by the best unsported. Yeah, we already touched on that. Hey Ben, we already did that. Speaking of bet, okay, we're good. Kenneth, I've heard it both ways. Take the 3000 series, anything 3080 was considered mid-range. Under 3080. Yeah. It might, but that was, you know. Nah. The 4070 Ti Super is definitely a strong card. It is better than a mid-range card. It is above that. Because it's the same performance as a 4070, or I'm sorry, a 3090, and a 3090 was the top tier card of the previous generation. So in my opinion, the 4070 Ti Super is above mid-range. Take that as you will. All right, so we have 3 and 3. So we're going to be removing these fans because we're replacing them with the mirrored Infinity fans. Let's go ahead and get them unplugged. ready to be removed. And then we'll drop the board in there. Oh yeah, it goes back to that same complaint as earlier when these perforated metal patches, fan vents on the side, I wish Thermaltake would have just left this wide open, no perforated holes here, just wide open. And then we could have done something like a little metal lip there to hold the cables over, maybe, to avoid them from being in front of the fans, and then just run them down. I don't know. The holes here will restrict a little airflow, but I mean, there's going to be a ton of airflow in this case regardless, but that's just one complaint I had on this case. Why you do that, Thermaltake? Make a beautiful case that is absolutely perfect every other way, and then you do this perforated crap on the side here. I also want to see a couple more color options on this case too. Not that they don't have a ton, but I mean, a couple more options would be cool. Yeah. Cable's down. Out of my way. Alright, let's drop this board in there, guys. The Ice Baby board. By Gigabyte. Sure all our studs are in the right places. Very nicely. Drops in there very smoothly. No hassle at all there. Let's see here. Speaking of back, no, we already touched on that. Oh, I agree with you, Ben. Most people just like to be snobs with their 4090s. Yeah. I mean, if I had a 4090, I think it... No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I wouldn't do that. Look at your peasant graphics card with your RTX 4070 Ti that cost you almost $1,000. So terrible. I know. But that's what I envision a nerdy snob sound like. I mean, heck, guys, I'm still running a 3070 Ti. Okay. Why'd you... Okay. keep people who don't cable manage from getting wires into the fans. People are lazy, lol. Yeah. Looking pretty dope. Yeah, I still use that word. Do that again, Ben. LOL, the snob voice. I don't know if I could do that again. That was once in a, you know, you had to have been there for it kind of a moment. Just like this. You would have had to have been here to understand this joke. The moment. Hey Ryan, what's up? My new build is going to be snobby, but that's because I built my current rig in 2011. You're allowed to build a beast. Nobody's complaining about that. I'll be sharing it in Discord. Nice. Oh, you clipped it? Oh, crap. Well, now there's evidence of me being a dick. No, I wasn't just walking off the stream to end it. I was just going to get my baby boo. So anyway, no, I don't think all 4090 owners are snobs. I just think the guys that come in and be like, oh, you have a 4070 Ti. There you go, Kenneth. All right, let's go ahead and get our front panels connected, and then we'll start tackling these things. We've got USB-C, USB 3.0, front panel audio, and USB. Nope, that's it. Not a whole lot. We do know our USB-C's up here. Our USB 3.0 we know is here. Our HD audio goes here. And then our front panel power button, thankfully, is a single connection handling all of it. Thank you, Thermaltake, for listening. Listening to the industry. Very easy to plug that in backwards. Even for some of us experienced builders. I'm gonna put it as my AOL LCD screen. Oh god. I never thought my face would be on somebody's LCD screen. Honestly. Kind of sad. All right, there we go. Got all of our front panel connectors plugged in. Nice and neat. Yeah. Time to tackle some of these fans. We got 3 on the bottom, 2 on the side, 1 in the rear. Or should we put the AIO in first? I think we should put the AIO in first, and then before we do that, we should do our EPS cables, which we have extensions. Go ahead and tackle that. Get that out of the way. The reason why I want to put the AIO in first is because I don't know if we're going to have perfect clearance here with the fan in. Trying to get it up and in there. In fact, it'll be all right. It'll be close, but it'll be all right. Very hipster of you, Ben. Thank you. I don't know what I did, but I don't know. Not trying to be hipster. I'm just Ben. Ben being Ben. I always see myself as more classy. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Nice. All right, so we've got our EPS cables to comb out. We've got one with 8 pins and then an additional 4 pin. You know how I like to set these up. Do one more for the S's and the G's. Hoodie's actually making it hot in here. I was cold earlier, and now it's hot. I cue up some Britney Spears songs. Is that Britney Spears? Yeah. Or no, that might be somebody else. Nice. Do that for now. Was a nice day today. I know. Cold over here. Mrs. I think turned on something. This is expecting. Can't really tell her. All right, there we go. We got our cables mishmashed in there. May as well just do our 24 pins since we're sitting here. Then we can start on the AIO mounting. Get in there. Come on, get. Got to massage your cables after you put them in. Thoughts on the BTF Project Zero setups? Too far or new standard? I think it's early. I don't think it's a standard yet. I think it's a cool standard, but I don't think it's a like standard that we've all got to have. I see it more as a style or an option rather than a standard. I think the old standard's probably going to remain for a long time before everybody switches over, because the tooling cost to adjust all manufacturing to follow that standard is going to be expensive. And guess who's going to pay for that? The paying customer. So it's going to take a while before we get there and it becomes an actual real standard. Not saying that it's like super expensive now, but that's because it's only one or two different, options per manufacturer, right? It's not like every motherboard has the option or is capable. I spent a decent amount of time doing custom paracord covers in wire management on my current rig, but the idea of spending $50 to $100 more and having no cables, pretty appealing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Not a bad option. So, I don't know, it's just my opinion. I don't see it becoming a standard for a while. Maybe in a couple of generations. When I say generations, like motherboard generations. Maybe then we'll have that as a standard or more options available. But each generation, at least now, starting from, I think, the LGA 1200 socket, I think that was the start. We've seen more and more. So it is becoming more of an option. And then we see more case manufacturers support it as well. I think this case even has support for it. Maybe not. Does not. Does not have support for it. But there's more and more cases you could see that do have support for it, which is pretty cool. So, hey, what's up, Robert? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Late again. Oh, you're not that late. We just got the board in there and we just dropped some cables in. Not super late. You're just here for the boring part, which is installing fans and coolers. Get it. Go Steelers. Go Steelers. All right, if y'all are football fans, me being in Detroit, well, 45 minutes from Detroit, but I'm still a Detroit Lions fan. What do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think of our team? What do you think of that? Just running up the scores on people. It's my time to say my team is great. It's the only time in my lifetime I've ever been able to say this. This is only the fans portion I'm in? No, well, I mean, we're going to do the whole build, but we're going to be working on mostly fans right now. But I'm a Detroit Lions fan. All cases supported if you have a Dremel. That is true. That is true. If you have a Dremel, you can make it work. And I do have a Dremel. I have a couple Dremels and lots of Dremel bits, because I actually used to do a ton of woodworking, and Dremels were like the magic for detailing. So I have a lot of Dremels. Yeah, the Lions kept the yeah, they might score 75 one. Yeah, they might. I thought they were going to do it against the Titans, because every time you'd look, either the defense was scoring or the offense was scoring, and the Titans weren't even on the field, basically. I was like, Put the secondaries in, guys. Just have the day off. I don't know. No, we've got really good depth, really good talent on that team right now. Really, really awesome to see. It's magical. Like, the spirit around here in Detroit is different because of the Lions. Not gonna lie. The Tigers also put in a bid as well. The Detroit Tigers. For what they were. They showed up when it was meaningful. And they put on a good show. So that was nice to see on a young team like that. Very nice to see. I'm a big baseball fan. My fantasy team for fantasy football, however, is in shambles. Because apparently if you draft Christian McCaffrey and he doesn't play for most of the year, you just suck. Your team sucks. Because your entire budget, or half your budget, was for Christian McCaffrey. Because that's how our league operates. It sucked. It was a bad draft. I always had a soft spot for the Lions. Years of pain. If they could house the host, or hose the host, the NFC champions, it would be cool. Yes. I think it would be cool. Would be cool to see them there. The Pooper Bowl. All right. Now that we've got that, we can go ahead and shove these cables in the hole and mount this sucker to the roof ceiling of the case. I'm going to do just that. In there. So you got to fight with these cables to get them through the hole. Once they're through the hole, it's back. I like to do this. The way that, not as difficult to try to get cables through there later. More of a preference. Well, you can do it the other way around, if you would like. I always like to mount the hoses towards the front of the case, so they're not impeding the fan in the back of the case. That makes sense. There we go. Now we're ready for some screws. Hopefully I left this in the right direction. This is a LTT store screwdriver, for those of you who are just joining us. And we're trying to see how long it lasts. How many builds does it last before the gears start dying? Right now it's gone through probably 12 or 13 builds. Ah, shit. Shoot. I meant to shoot. We still have 2 pages of Barry Sanders football cards from the 90s. Nice. Wonder what those are worth. Those gotta be worth some money. I always had a soft spot. Yeah. I already read that comment, Ben. That's what happens to Ben. Freedomato. Have you ever built a computer underwater? I have not. I have not attempted to build a computer underwater. I have attempted to do it blindfolded temporarily, and that was interesting. It was actually live on stream too. But never have I tried to do it underwater. I have built a computer in a moving vehicle as well. I've done that. I've done it outside too. I've done it in lots of strange places. While doing lots of strange things. Maybe 3. Not worth anything. Damn. Yeah, I know. Cards don't seem to like hold their value like they used to. Like old baseball cards and things like that, unless they're very specific cards. At least that's what I've seen. Good. What do you guys think? Starting to look like a gaming PC? Yeah? Good. Das ist gut, yeah. All right, we got the block on the CPU, so just need to tighten this down a little bit. Then we got some fans to install, a graphics card to install, and then we got some cable management and a power supply. I guess power supply, then the cable management, but you know what I mean. $2.15. Nice. I'm just trying to find real Lions fans to forward them to. Well, I don't think I'm a real enough Lion fan. Like, I enjoy the sport, I enjoy watching them, and I enjoy the team, but I'm not like a diehard. Like, I think I have 2 jerseys, and that's it. But of course, you know, we lived with the Lions of how they were during my generation, which has not been great. So... pump. Crap. Can't see which one my pump is. You need to move out of my way. And... oh yeah, that's... right there. That's where your pump is. For me, it's retarded. For me, it's retarded. Thankfully, our pump wire is long enough. There we go. Then we just have to get our fans plugged in. CPU header. CPU fan header. We also have some addressable RGB to address. Get it? I definitely recommend plugging this in before we put the cooler in. Holy crap, it's like hurting. So, got that. Now we have to get the RGB section. Go. Now, a couple of zip ties we're going to do here. Cables, clean it up a little bit. One. Two. All right, check the chat. Check the chat. I saw people talking about fish tank builds when I started making my new build list recently. I thought the mineral oil builds had made a comeback, my age showing, I guess. No, I actually remember when the fish tank builds were really cool back in the day too. They still are. They're still pretty cool. I don't think they're, becoming more popular. I just think, people on YouTube are doing them for views and showing people cool builds and things. So I think it's just more accessible information. I like the lines when Calvin Johnson played. Yeah, same here, man. I loved watching Calvin Johnson and Matthew Stafford. They were an amazing duo. And that's pretty much it. Was pretty much the team for the offense anyway. Yeah, that Stafford play when he comes back in with that hurt shoulder, that was epic. Yep. He was a tough guy. Tough guy. A lot of people, I hate how, most Lions fans treated him when he left. But he left because, look at what it was. Look at what the team, if he didn't do that, the team wouldn't be where the team is now. Because that forced the Lions to do something about it. Other than that, it was just all on Stafford's back. Or Calvin Johnson's back. So why both of them left, man. That's the truth. Calvin Johnson actually had a lot of injuries too, but clean setup. Yeah, clean setup. I like those AIO2 brackets. Yeah, these actually are included with the cooler. This is the Infinity Thermalright Frozen Infinity 360 millimeter by Thermalright. It's got the infinity mirrors on it, which is really cool. Got the tubes. Really cool that it has a little blue matching blue color to the ends of the hoses there, which is kind of cool. But that is a blue, so if you're putting it in a red build, you will see the blue as an example. For sure, it blends in with the case white so well you can't even see the edges. I know. Where are the edges? Hold on it. I gotta say goodnight to a little miss right here. Hold on. Well, we're underway. All right, so next up is we have to install two fans on the side, one on the rear, and 3 on the bottom here. And that will complete our fans. Our fan requirements. Our fans. That's what I'm trying to say. Damn, that motherboard is so white. Yeah, that's the Gigabyte B650 Aorus Elite AX Ice. If you're ever interested in purchasing one. Yes, it does turn out pretty white. The camera does add a little bit of a glare because I'm fighting glare from my light. So the whatchamacallit, the white balance is a little bit off on the camera. But if you're looking directly at it, it is pretty close. Only, oh geez. Did we start a Thermalright OnlyFans page? Be only for the nerds, though, of course. Okay. Fan time. Thermalright. The TLM12WS. I do wish Thermalright would work on their naming scheme, because I just call these infinity fans. Thermalright infinity fans. In my professional opinion, that's what it is. We're going to do 3 on the bottom here, 2 on the side, 1 on the rear. That's right, 1 in the rear. I thought I bought a hub for this too, and I don't see it. I think we're just going to daisy chain. Thankfully, the Thermalright fans allow you to daisy chain very easily, so not like it's the end of the world, but I was just worried about the power draw with so many fans in here. We do have 2 addressable RGB headers on the bottom of this board that we're utilizing, so I'm not too worried about that. It's not all going to be on a single header. It's going to be split up between 3 different headers. I do have a hub if we need it. So that is option. Came up. And these are not reversed. So we do have to put them in upsy downsy for intake. I'm actually going to plug one of these in. Oh. I don't have to deal with it after the fans are plugged in. Am I a weirdo if I don't like infinity mirror? No, not at all. It's definitely a style you have to like. I think they're cool. And Gaming with Ammon, I don't know about this camera, but that's a HyperX Quadcat mic. So the camera, this one up here, we could touch on that. Let me go up a little bit and read. What mic and cam do you use? I'm looking for one. So specifically for this camera up here, the one where my hand's like on top of, this is a Logitech Rally camera. It is actually more of a conference camera than anything, but I like it because I can adjust, I can move it, and it has a 20x zoom, so I can zoom in pretty dang close and get some really good detail. And it's got a sharp image, which is important, especially, you know, when we're looking at small details. The microphone, just like you said, it is a HyperX Quadcast. I like these microphones, but I think I'm going to have to switch to something that's wireless and attached to myself eventually here when I get a little bit more professional. Because when I move around, my voice is constantly changing. It's because the microphone is static and it's not moving with me, and it's not the same distance from my mouth as I move. Versus this, when I'm moving around, I have to kind of adjust my voice to kind of try to keep the same volume as I'm staring at the monitor, which is retarded. So eventually I'll have a microphone that clips my shirt and it's wireless, you know, cool stuff like that. That'll be a new adventure. Just not ready to invest in something like that. But the Quadcast is cool, especially if you do like a podcast. I like it for podcasts, and I like it for, you know, recording something that's more static, or streaming with it. You can stream with it for sure. And there's some settings in OBS that really makes this microphone sound good. Out of the box, it's not going to sound perfect, because it is a very sensitive, hypersensitive microphone, so it likes to pick up a lot of things. So there are some settings that you want to adjust in OBS, and then and there's a ton of YouTube videos on how to do that. But you just have to play around with it. And then the camera that's picking me up, my face, that's simply just a web camera. That is the Logitech Brio, I think it is. The Brio? Yeah, the Brio. Which is a 4K webcam. Nothing fancy, 60 FPS. Then I have a side camera, which is another Logitech. It's another conference camera. It's a P2B or something like that, P2D. Bumping it also mutes it, yes. So when it's red, it is live. When it's dark, it's muted. There's a guy that uses a mic that clips to the glasses so the audio is consistent. Yeah, that's another option, is I could do that. I'm always wearing glasses. Tat, wonder if they will ever make fans with no blades like they do for floor stands. Yeah, maybe, you know, that's more of like a, I'm trying to think. What I would like to do is do like the jet engine design, where you have this just massive funnel for air. It's just one fan and it's just blowing through it. Let's go back, because I'm sure there's more comments that I missed there. It's too bad they don't sell a bulk pack of, say, 10 fans, so you don't have to unbox every one. So you could actually, I've actually reached out to Thermalright, and I'm trying to work on a kind of like a content creator deal with them. So And then I also, you know, they're aware that I build a lot of PCs, so they're gonna give me. We were talking about maybe getting some discounts on bulk orders directly from them, rather than me ordering from like Newegg or wherever. So working on that, working on it. So that is an option. You just have to be an established business in order to have that relationship and then start the relationship with them. One of my dreams is builds I want to do is where I can't see any fans at all. Yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't know how, I mean, because you still need that airflow regardless, so you gotta have fans of some sort, something that's moving air. So, but yeah, I mean, eventually I'm gonna need microphone ideas, so if you guys have ideas for microphones, other than the boom arm and the HyperX mic, definitely join the Discord channel and drop some ideas in there, because I'm gonna have to start investigating. Hey, what's up, McDumper? Ben, that hoodie is sweet. Thank you. How much is that hoodie? I actually want one. If you go to the swag store, which I could drop the link for you in the chat, you can go check it out there on the website. But if you are going to order it, let me know. Hold on, getting the link. Control V. Send. Alright, the link just dropped to the chat. Hell yeah. Okay, it's probably annoying, but my girlfriend called, and I didn't hear your answer to my question. Oh, sorry, I was dropping the link. Dropping the link. I don't remember the exact price, but it is there on the website if you want to go check it out. On the Empower Swag. EmpowerGamingSwag.com website. Just do a all-black sleeper build. There you go. Yeah, that's the best way to hide fans. I've done several of those, guys. I've got pretty good pictures of them, too. They're hard to get. When you do black builds like that, they're black. It's hard to get really good photos of them. Because there's no lights. So you can't really see them. Thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome, McDumper. That's Noah. I just gave it away. Okay, so we've got 3 more fans to install. We got the 2 side and the rear. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 2 in the side and 1 in the rear. Oh, he's so scared of doing that with that panel because they're on there pretty good. I don't want to break it. So 2 more fans. These also need to come in packs of 3, by the way. So if Thermalright ever comes across one of my videos, and I complain about this all the time, these Infinity fans need to come in a pack of 3. And then they also need to come available in reverse. That would be dope. I would like to see that. They just started reverse fans for their performance fans. Is cool and all, but these are cooler fans that I'm using more of now. They just look cooler. And people like the flashy cool stuff. And FOF over on Twitch. Thank you for that follow a little while ago. And then Adam Dennis also for the like over on Facebook. I appreciate that. Thank you. It was a while ago. I'm terrible at keeping track of that. So again, these are going to be kind of backwards because of the fact that we have, these are going to be intake. Let's set up. Posted a link in your deals channel for most popular wireless attached mics things you do here. Nice. Thank you, sir. I'll check it out. What I'd really like to research is like other YouTube builders and figure out what mics they're using. Work with that. This is already vetted, they already have the info. I think I'll try to do that too. Just to do some research, Not that I'm saying whatever you post is, for all I know, it's the same thing. I'm just saying in general. I like to do research. In general. Okay. There we go. Got our 2 fans installed there. Nice. Now we just got to get the rear fan installed. Good to go. This might be a challenge. I probably should have done this first. I probably should. I was worried about clearance for the AIO, but there's definitely clearance there. Now I'm worried about clearance about getting the cables through the back. Especially with the EPS cables already. Derpy derpy derp. I mean, fans would be present. Just one picture of not seeing any fans on the build. Yeah. Robbie Tech, the Toasty Bros use that mic I posted. Nice. Nice. Damn, Thermaltake cheap out in the PCIe slots? Did they? I don't think so. Oh, you mean with the punch out? Yes. Yes, they did. That they did. They got to cut costs somewhere. I mean, look up the price of this case. I think it's like 69 bucks. Comes with 2 fans. 2 of the fans on the side are reverse blades too, which is cool. Not bad. Not bad for the price. So yeah, they cheaped out on the punch outs. But I mean, a lot of case manufacturers still do that. All right. All of our fans are installed. They gotta get plugged in, but they are installed. What do you guys think? Minus a couple of my fingerprints now. Looking pretty dope, huh? We got that mirror finish throughout the build, which is cool. And that's what the View Infinity is. The fact that we have two glasses, one front, one side, our airflow, and then infinity mirrors. 70 bucks. Damn, Thermaltake cheap out. Yeah, 70 bucks is good. Yeah, for the price, it's definitely probably one of the better priced, more value system or value cases for this design. I mean, Montech has their XR version, but again, I mean, it's going to have the same cheap stuff like that. Basically, you can vertically mount your card. You could, but you'd have to use something like a Cooler Master universal bracket, something like that, to do it. And then you might have to cut a couple of pieces of metal, which again, nothing a Dremel can't fix. But yeah, I know. I wish it was just one open piece. It's because, I think it's because of the structure of the metal. It is a little thinner. Nice. Yeah, it's nice. But, I mean, overall, it's not bad for the price. Alright, so what's next? Drop a graphics card in there. Is that what you guys said? Pretty cool, huh? Box is pretty cool. But this is by Galax. This is an RTX 4060, which has got the 8 gigs of VRAM, PCIe 4.0, it's GDDR6. Got that NVIDIA DLSS 3.0, all that good stuff. Great card to work with. And I like this card because it's white and, well, it has RGB on the fans, which is cool. I'd have to add that infinity flavor. And there's two ways to sync the RGB, or to control the RGB, should I say. They have an app that you can run, or you can plug in the synchronization cable and synchronize it to your motherboard. So those are the two options. I'm going to try to plug in this cable, depending on if it's in the front, which it is. That kind of sucks. We'll try to route this cable around the card to the back. The best we can, anyway. Galax makes some good-looking GPUs. Yeah, definitely. Looks like inside of my refrigerator, you got a fridge full of fans. You don't? What's wrong with having a fridge full of fans? Like Ben doesn't know how to plug in a graphics. Okay. And then of course we have a white cable for this. This thing's turning out pretty good. Pretty cool looking. Pretty cool looking. Yeah. Look at that. Does that extend the life of the food inside? It might actually, yeah. Especially if you overclock the compressor. What GPU do you have in your personal rig? So I have a RTX 3070 Ti, which cost me, back when it came out, $2,100. Let that sink in for a minute. A 3070 Ti back in the day. That was when they were impossible to get, along with everything else. But yeah, this thing turned out pretty cool. I like it. Let's do some cable management, yeah? Shall we? A little bit? Maybe? Or do we put the power supply in and then deal with it? Maybe we should put the power supply in and then deal with it. Kind of kick that can down the road a little bit. Oh dear. I might have to unplug that and untangle it. Yeah, let's kick that can down the road. I'm not feeling this right away, guys. Power supply time. I'm still here, guys. COVID prices. That's exactly what it was for that 3070 Ti. That was ridiculous. Thank God I got a 2070 Super just before COVID. I upgraded until June this. I didn't upgrade until June this year to a 7900 GRE. It's a good card. I don't think COVID really drove up the price on them. I thought it was really pre-COVID and was the massive Bitcoin farming surge. So it was a mixture of those things. So it was definitely the Bitcoin mining drove up the prices, yes, because they were already in super high demand. And then when COVID happened, manufacturing facilities shut down. So now, with a super high demand, all of a sudden, there's no new inventory coming out, which then created this huge ripple effect of hard to catch back up. So literally anything that hit the shelf was sold immediately. And so therefore, and then that created the scalper industry, which people would buy the graphics cards for MSRP price and probably double up on profit at minimum. So yes, it was a mixture of things, but that was the main cause was definitely the mining, and then the additional cause, which made it even worse, was the COVID, which caused inventory issues. And then the fact that everybody was at home doing nothing, got a check from the government, you know, let's build a gaming PC. Let's just do this, you know, or let's upgrade my current gaming PC. And everybody was buying just stuff because they're at home doing nothing most of the time. So that is kind of a small what the F happened during that time. No ARGB. It looks so clean. This one's got ARGB, or the Asus 40. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the 4060 or no ARGB built in general. Those look pretty cool. I do like them. Definitely. I like blackout builds. I do. Why is that pin there? All right. Now we just gotta bundle these cables away the best we can. I'm actually thinking this go around this way. Yes. No. Bigger. This is the only problem with Thermalright cables is all the extra cables. The cable lengths, and what do you do? Wait, what's up, Geesh? What's going on, man? Welcome to the build show, sir. But all the extra cables from Thermalright, that is probably the negative here. Like, what do you do with all these extra cables? I don't even know. Uh-oh. Cap on it. We're good. We're good. Yeah. Lucky my cousin gave me his old PC, and I upgraded it. Nice. Always good. My uncle is who got me started on my PCs. He gave me a bunch of parts for my birthday and a book, basically, that had nothing to do with that PC, and said, figure it out. And I did. Eventually, I got most of the way until I got to installing Windows, and that was difficult back then because that was Windows 98. I think is what is my first operating system. That's where I started. Windows 98. Way back in my day. Hey, thanks for the follow, Twisted GA. Thank you. We're just finishing up the cable management, and then we'll be able to check this build out powered up here shortly. We're almost there. Almost there. Yeah, we need this guy tied up here. Nice little black cable coming off the GPU, which is going to sync the RGB from the GPU to the board, motherboard. Not that cute. Go. Lots of snipping to do there. All right, go back to the 24 pin, which we're probably going to run something like this off to the side. Where do I get this tied down? There. Not as good as it's going to get, because it'll allow it to kind of move a little bit there. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Okay. all these extra cables for future components that we'll tuck away in here zip tied. Twisted GA migrated over from YouTube. Didn't realize you were on Twitch also. Yes. I am on Twitch. I am on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. And I'm on Twitter. What else am I on? I'm in a lot of different places. We are multi-streaming. Zach, you will receive at Christmas. Can you email me in the morning or tonight? Email you what? I missed a bunch of chats, apparently. Big jump for me going from the FX to AM5. Still trying to figure out the settings I've never even seen before for games. That's bulky, bunch of cables. Yeah, I know, it's a lot of extra cables here. But, I mean, it's Thermalright fans. That's what you get. You'll receive it Christmas. You email me in the morning or tonight. Did you send me an email, Zach? This thing is looking great, yes. Maybe I missed a chat from you, Zach. I don't know. If you'll be around, okay, yeah, I'll be around tomorrow, but I'll let you know when it's ready. Because even though we have it finished and built, I still have to do the Windows stuff, update the BIOS, play around with the BIOS settings, and then get all the drivers installed and then test it. So there's still quite a bit of work to do. So I should have it ready sometime tomorrow, but I'll let you know exactly when it is ready, so you have a, or, you know, if I'm finishing up and I have an hour left, I'll let you know, hey, I got about an hour left. I'll let you know. I'll keep you in the loop. All that stuff. I know you want to get it as soon as it's ready. That is about as clean as we're gonna get. We'll flip it over and take a look on the other side as well, just to confirm, but I mean, not getting much cleaner than that. All these extra Thermalright cables in here, it's just not a lot you can do there. Unless you have holes so you can stuff it in and hide them. No Rush sounds good. Gaming with Ant-Man, do you install Ubuntu on PCs or any Linux distros? I haven't had any requests for that, so that has not ever happened. Hey Bester, what's up? We need a fourth bra. Bester, I'm not quite there yet, man. They're trying to get me to go play PUBG. Let me tell Zach that I'm not finishing his PC because I gotta go play PUBG, Zach, Bester. I'll tell him that. sure he'll understand. But we're almost done. We're almost done here. Good. Good. It looks good, guys. All right, let's clean this up a little bit real quick, and then we'll plug this in and fire it up. Finally. Gotta throw some of this tools and hardware out of my way. All right. Who's ready to see this thing fired up? Different. Second. You got to get your game time in. Yeah, but there's, days and times for that. This is building time. Sam just escaped the Psycho in Until Dawn. I worked hard for that one. Oh, nice. Nice, Steve. And welcome back to the Build Show, man. Thanks for hanging out. All right, guys. We are ready to fire this bad boy up. Zach, do you want to do the honors and tell me when to turn it on? Tell me to push that button. And I'll push the button for you. We're going to just pretend Zach's pushing the button, but... Waiting on you, Zach. You got to tell me. Push that button. Here we go, guys. We pushed it. The fans are spinning. It's making some noise. We got a little bit of light. We got a debugger light on. I don't know if you see the red. Looks very nice. Yeah, the RGB is not even on yet. Chill. Come on. Got to post first. No worries, Zach. I know YouTube delays it. Build it up, man. Watching you while playing. Don't worry. Nice, man. Yeah, I'll be on there in a bit, probably. There it is. The motherboard just kicked the RGB on. Look at that. And we got a post. We're at the BIOS asking if we want to reset FTPM because of the new CPU. So that's a good sign. Push it real good. Push it. My eyes! Yeah, I know. Zach is going to unfortunately be a victim of an RGB tan every time he sits at his computer. So one side of his body is just going to be like tanned out from RGB. And the other side is just going to be super pale. You know? He's going to have to wear sunglasses at his desk now. It's kind of such a terrible thing, you know? So difficult. So, you know? Such a tough life. No, it looks pretty good. I like it. Those infinity mirrors are pretty dope. It's clean. Zach, I think it was I think going with the white GPU and the white GPU or the white cables had to be done. Had to be done. Wasn't going to let the build without it. Build was not going to happen without it. I knew what you wanted. I could feel it. This is a PC. You won't walk into Best Buy and ever find something like that. I appreciate you. Fs, yes! What GPU is that? That is an RTX 4060 by Galax. It's the RGB white one. I don't remember the exact model. I don't really have a model. It's the One-Click OC, I think is kind of the name for it, but it supports that anyway. From their app. What a gorgeous PC. Holy cow. Thank you, Geesh. Thank you. Great build. Looks awesome. Thank you, Gary Smith. Thank you. Nice. I'm Steve Anderson. Tat. I feel like I just got a flash. I feel like I just got flashbang. Which brand do you trust more for PSU cable extensions? I do like Asia Horse, but this brand's been pretty good. I've never, well, I take that back. I had one cable fail, and it wasn't failure during the system was running. It was failure while I was installing it. I pushed it together, and one of the pins popped out of the plastic. But I mean, that happens even on some higher quality brands. And the amount of cables that I deal with, you know, I probably go through hundreds of these kits in a year. So my sample rate's pretty high. So this brand, which I can't remember the name of, it is Abno 1, ABNO 1. It's been pretty reliable. And they're not, you know, crazy expensive, but Asia Horse would be my other alternative. Easy DIY would be another brand that I like. They're another good brand. Thermaltake obviously has good cables, and Cable Mod has pretty good cables, but those are more premium prices. So nice looking. Let's get gaming. Yeah, I gotta finish up a couple of things on this before I can probably start, but I am done here with the build. So we're looking at next build stream, which will likely happen. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but I think it's going to be Thursday or Friday. But we are expecting a baby. So we go into the hospital randomly and we don't have a build stream. That's probably why. Because we're at the hospital having a baby. I feel like I'm going to have a baby tonight. Holy smokes. Are those available on Amazon? Yes. Yes, you can get these cable extensions on Amazon. Yes. ABNO1 is the brand name if you want to look it up. Just make sure you put cable extension or power supply cable extension. Hey, what's up, some giant idiot? Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Oh, shoot. Congrats. I know. That's why I keep telling everybody when they put orders in, I'm like, just a heads up, there might be a delay. Anyway, guys, I'm done for the night. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this Build Show. Looking forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Again, it's probably going to be Thursday. If not Thursday, it'll be Friday. One of the 2 days we'll be building. And if for whatever reason we have a baby, then it'll probably be on the weekend. I'll slip one in there. So, and then we've got more builds coming up as well. So, stay tuned. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, guys. Happy Tuesday night. See you guys.